I've had for a long time a keen interest in playing a game from an alternative perspective, while still having access to playing the game had it starred any type of character. This video will be dedicated to playable child characters in some games I love, and why I think they belong where they are. Firstly, I feel this area of game development is still uncommonly explored. I find it refreshing as an adult to see the world from the eyes of youth compared to that from adults and even non-human characters. The PlayStation 2 game Destroy All Humans heavily interested me because I am the alien, destroying the cities and humans, not as a human defending against aliens. It was this game, in fact, that began my interest in playing as an alternative protagonist, at which I'd had access as if they were a regular focus group character. I started playing games in 1997, being just 5 years old. The art and medium of video games have always been my favourite method of storytelling. Back then I knew what I was seeing on screen was fictional, but that didn't stop me from having nightmares, and oppositely, good dreams about the experiences in those works of fictional art. With this and the games I'm about to list, I feel like I want to share with you my favourite child protagonists in video games. It interests me very much how these characters deal with the situations around them, being that of having smaller perspectives. First up is Bella Monroe from Siren Blood Curse. You begin in what looks like a hospital, and you have the Shibito that is patrolling the building. Being Bella as a child, she is restricted to only being able to run and hide, using a small height to her advantage. However, this isn't to say she is a dumb and clueless child. She's trying to reach her parents and does so intelligently, and by observing her surroundings and making thought-out decisions, she succeeds. It's a nice diversion from all the shooting and sight-jacking as well. Next up is Aurora from Child of Light. Personally, I like her attire and backstory, and why she is and for what reasons. Again, she isn't dumbfounded, she's intelligent and is set out on a brave mission that even brave warriors would even fear. Aurora carries a large sword and uses magical abilities in combat. What I really like about her, she can fight more than just physical attacks. As the game progresses, you will be accompanied by various allies. It's great. It feels like a big adventure, and Aurora's place in the world seems very fitting. Now, arguably the best character in both games is Clementine from The Walking Dead. It becomes playable in the second game. We all saw this coming there. She's my favourite Walking Dead character, and her strengthened role in the first season was amazing. Nicely sets up for season 2. She talks, she fights, she reasons her doggies, isn't afraid to get blood in her hands, and do whatever it takes to survive. This is why she's number 3. She's a strong character in general, and is an inspiration for protagonists to come. Not only that, but she's likeable, and I wanted her to succeed myself. A great choice from Telltale Games. These last two, I was internally debating with myself for a while, and even recording this, I'm not 100% convinced this is the right choice. But for numbers 2 and 1 are Ellie from The Last of Us and Alice from American McGee's Alice, respectively. I've clamped these two together because I feel they are equal in terms of being a strong child lead that goes through life-scarring things, but to come out on top and in general are a blast to play as. The Ellie sections in The Last of Us were my favourite parts. I loved how much she cares for Joel, despite his bluntness towards her, and that she risks everything for him, and I dedicated chapters just playing as her. In fact, I refer to her character as the child version of Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, because of the amount and stretch of things you do as Ellie. Playing the Left Behind DLC made me appreciate Ellie even more, and Naughty Dog did a very good job on writing her in. Perhaps the sequel, much like The Walking Dead, will see an entire game dedicated to her. For Alice, it is the irrefutable things that she goes through in both games is crazy, wacky, weird, but all round fun. She's a gothic look to her, and obviously being inspired by the original Alice in Wonderland, you can see the influences. Except this time the world is demented and dark, and only gets more gross from there on out. There's enemies to kill, very hard bosses to fight, puzzles to solve, platforming to accomplish, and a nice narrative that pushes the player forward. Both games are a great example on how to make a challenging platformer with much variety, whilst experiencing it from the player's perspective of a young character.